Alright, I'm gonna do this really quick because I'm doing these reviews back to back. This is my LTA Movie Club review of Go. The fighter I own, I've already seen it, so I didn't really have to watch it on Netflix. I watched this movie last night, and all in all, this movie, it was okay. I mean, not special at all. Or, they had one good thing about it, one really good thing about it. But if I had known going in that this is going to be a black comedy, I would have prepared myself for being disappointed with this movie because I just don't like black comedies in general because either the characters are like unbelievably crazy and totally unrelatable or they're fucking idiots like in this movie. And I think it disappointed me too because Netflix says this is a follow up to Swingers, which we've seen for the movie club. I like Swingers, and I know a lot of other people didn't, but I thought it was a good movie, and so I was looking forward to this one too. And so it's not relatable to me because I don't do drugs. I never have. Don't plan on doing drugs either. And so, you know, the fact that it's about this chick who's going around selling falsely selling drugs to these idiots at a rave, it makes her look fucking horrible. Most of the characters in this movie are horrible, horrible people. You know, the only person I really liked in this movie was Simon, the British guy, because he at least was kind of funny. But the rest of them didn't. They seemed like horrible, horrible people. And that's my biggest problem with this movie is that, outside of Simon, who's only in like a third of the movie, I couldn't give two shits about the other characters. Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes looks like she's 13. All right, it looks extremely creepy, especially at the end when she's making out with the drug dealer. It's just And then apparently, having never done drugs, I can only assume now because of this movie that doing X makes you fucking crazy, especially if you OD on it. Like I said before, I like the second part the best, which is the part with Simon, the British guy. Just because, again, I thought he was funny, and so was what was it? Tay Diggs, who is Marcus, his black friend who we went to Vegas with. I thought they were entertaining. I mean, not like busting my gut funny, but they were entertaining. I got a chuckle or two out of them, which is more I can say for that first part. That first part was fucking horrible. Third part was decent, and then the conclusion kind of pissed me off because it's like who gives a shit? They didn't learn shit from this. And then something else I noticed is that Jay Moore, who was one of the two closeted gay guys at the end, man, his hairline's always been horrible. I mean, I knew it was always pretty bad, but even like 10 years ago in 1999, it was still like, like up here or something. It's like, holy shit, that's bad. And like I said, my biggest gripe is that there's really not really a point to this movie. There's no real lesson to be learned. This is kind of like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I thought was horrible. This did have one really good thing that I really liked about this movie, though, and that was the way they showed us the plot. Because any other movie, it's going to be, one straight linear timeline where it's like, hey, let's see what this person's doing. Now let's see what this person's doing. And, in Go, instead, all they're doing is first they're going to show one person and from their perspective, then they're going to show another person from their perspective, then they're going to show another person from their perspective, and at the end you're going to see how they all mix. Like in the first storyline, you see the blonde chick get run over by the car. You don't realize until the third uh, part that it's the two gay guys driving the car. And I thought that was really entertaining to see how they all intertwined, how all these things intertwined like that. And that's basically the one thing that really saved this movie from being utter shit was the way that they did the plot lines. Because if it weren't for that, this just would have been another fucking horrible movie. Uh, I still wouldn't recommend it, but because the storytelling was different than it was in the past, I'd give this movie about a 5 out of 10, just because it tried something different and it worked. If the characters weren't horrible, I probably would have liked this movie. But because they are douchebags, I can't really recommend it to anyone.